Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Dorothy Shalua, and today I am so excited. I have two wonderful guests, and they are ministers, and they are also very good friend of mine. I have here Patricia Wakefield, and I also have a very special guest who has written this wonderful book that I'm holding right here, and her name is Mashira Hall. I am so excited you're with us.
I am too. I'm very excited.
Great, and we are going to be talking about this wonderful book, Made to Be Found, and it's on Amazon. And we are going to go through this conversation that I believe is going to help somebody. It's going to bring healing, and it's also going to start the process of self-discovery. So, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Congratulations for writing this book.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
What made you write this book?
I wrote that book because I was dealing with some things within myself, and I needed to understand that God impressed upon my heart. I have another book, but God impressed upon my heart to write that book because I was dealing with some things that I need to have a conversation with myself about, and to really get into a relationship, a deeper relationship with Him, and to understand who I am in Him and not just who I've been acting as in the world.
So you also have mentioned about self-discovery. There is that concept in this book about self-discovery. Tell us about it as it relates to your testimony.
Well, for me, as it relates to my testimony, I remember sitting by myself one day in the shower, and I was crying out to God for help, and I was asking God, like, what's next? Because there has to be something better than this. And God said, how bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? So that's where the process started.
That's where the process started.
Wow. How bad do you want it? It's all going to be found in this book. How bad do you want it? Patricia, what do you have to say? You have read this book?
I have.
Yes.
And one of the things that I think, is really critical for people is explain to them what made you write the way you did in this book? Because it's not a normal book, right?
Right.
You've got some things in there. Can you share with our viewers today what made you write the steps that you made, you have in your book? Why did you journal it that way? What is it?
Well, for me, what I did, the reason why I journaled it that way, because I understood when God asked me how bad do I want it, there were some questions that I had to ask myself. And there were some things when we talk about self-discovery that I hadn't discovered about myself. And so I began asking myself certain questions, and through those questions, it developed the journaling and the writing. Because I know that a lot of us, when we're doing self-discovery and the book is about Made to Be Found, we don't know where to start. And that start looks like asking yourself those hard questions. And in the thick of it, you have to have an answer.
Yes. And God brings you answers.
And God brings you answers.
Okay. And you even talk about the process.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us go through this process, which really help you to find yourself, to discover yourself. Because really what you wrote in here, which is so fascinating, is not just coming from the air. It's your story, it's your testimony that God gave you, so that when you write it, it's going to help other people to discover themselves. So I just want you to go through some of the steps that you have written in this book, which will help somebody and see the significance of self-discovery.
Awesome. I love that. The first thing we really have to do is get with our maker, get with our creator. Who has God designed us to be? That's the first question. The answer to that is found, in the Word of God. It's found in our time in prayer with God. But the second thing, I had to be willing to be honest, honest with myself, not with what people saw in the world, how I was at work, how I was with my family, but I had to really sit down and have some quiet time with me. The third thing I had to do some self-examination. And I had to confront Marshigla. The same way that we confront other people when we're hurt or when we're going through different situations, I had to confront me because I was hurting me. And then the fourth thing that I find in there is that we have to give room for us to self-encourage, that it's okay to make mistakes. it's okay not to be where we think we should be, but to be present in the moment.
Okay.
Because you can't discover what's there present in the moment if you're not in that moment.
Okay. So it starts exactly where you are. So talk a little bit about that, because there is somebody going through exactly that particular situation. Like if somebody is going through hurt, somebody is going through betrayal, somebody is going through all these difficult situations that we go through. Now I want you to just go through that moment. How do you discover that? Because usually that is the most significant thing for us to find out what are you really going and how to confront it.
Right.
And how was it specific for your situation?
For me, with dealing with a lot of the things that she said, but dealing with the betrayal, dealing with the hurt, dealing with my past, that process was first admitting that I had an issue.
Okay.
And not operating in blame or
Okay.
trying to get the point across of what somebody did to me.
All right.
I had to take ownership of my part in it, whether I was innocent or whether I was guilty.
Okay.
But just acknowledging also that I did play a part in it.
Okay.
And then I had to use my mouth and make the confession. Hey, I'm hurt. I feel betrayed.
Okay.
You know, going through that stuff. And then I had to examine that stuff. I had to put it out on paper. Like we do, what are the pros, what are the cons? What were the benefits? What was non-beneficial?
Okay.
And so I had to mark that out, and then I decided. I said, you know what? I want to heal.
That is hard.
I want to heal, because a lot of times we will sit, and I like to say we'll sit in the pity, because pity has a payout that many people won't turn down.
Yes.
Because we like affection. We're created for affection, and it doesn't matter if the affection has been negative or positive. We just want somebody to understand.
Yes.
So deciding that I wanted healing. And I had to say out of my mouth, Marshila, you need healing. Do you want it?
Dorothy, you need healing.
I need healing.
Yes.
We need healing. Yes, we have been betrayed. Yes, we have gone through pain. Yes, we are in a situation that is difficult. Yes, somebody has done us wrong. But I, Dorothy, need healing. I think that is the most important discovery in life. And I think that's where it starts. And I just want you to go through with us, how did God help you to reach there? Because, wow, that is just mind-blowing. That's a process.
So what God did for me, everybody's, situation or thing that they're dealing with is different. But what God did for me, I had to understand the power of relationship.
Okay.
The power of partnership, because I understand that, God didn't create us to be here alone. He said he looked at Adam and he saw that man should not be alone. So he created Eve. He created a partner. For a relationship. And he also invites us into partnership with him. So he gave me other women in relationships to talk to. So I had to go to people that knew me and say, hey, I have this going on. Do you see this in me? Or how do you see me? So that I can get an external look at what was going on within me that I couldn't see. Because that's how the enemy often tricks us, or even circumstances, we get deeper into things because we don't take in the external outlook.
Wow.
The external outlook is very significant.
Right. And how important was that for them to be honest with you?
Oh, that honesty was a life or death situation. It was detrimental to my discovery. Those people being honest with me, along with me being honest with myself, allowed me to really be able to articulate to myself the truth about me.
Yes.
So in that articulation, I was able to say, okay, I'm here, but I need to be here. So it allowed me to have a path or to create steps within the book for other people to follow to get to that place of made to be found.
I like this so much Because look here, when we are honest about ourselves, it's like a mirror. Yes, it's like we're looking at ourselves in the mirror. Hey, that makeup didn't go well. Dr. Dorothy, that makeup did not go well. That dress did not go well. So it's somebody else who's looking at us and who is actually just telling us the truth. It's very important to tell each other the truth. And sometimes we leave that out. We want to be nice to everybody. We can't just be nice to everybody. Life is not like that. If we want to help each other, this is a part of the relationship which you're talking about. In relationship become very crucial when we are honest to each other. Hey sister, you're hurting everybody. We know you are in pain. We know that it's been hard, but look how angry you are. You are you are going out there, you are hurting everybody the way you speak, your attitude. So when we are honest in that way, we are become healers. Yes.
Absolutely. And one of the things that you say in your book that I really like, right, that I want you to share a little bit more is the self-love, right? The sending yourself stuff and mailing. Talk about that and how important it is for us, especially women, when we don't have a man in the picture. Or I'm a single woman right now and I'm waiting for, Boaz to come along, right? How important is that so they don't feel a certain way like I'm missing out? Talk about that a little bit. I like that.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, I love that. Let me tell you. Because, just a little bit real quick, my husband was incarcerated in federal prison for 12 years. And I had to learn how to love me without having the love of a physical man. But in that, I learned how to send myself flowers. I talk in there about how important it is to write yourself letters. To also hang out with yourself. Take yourself to eat. Listen, take yourself to eat, honey. Be good with your own company. Because a lot of times I know for single women, we're always busy doing things. We're busy working. We're busy with the children. We're just busy. And we don't have any time for ourselves. But I find that it's very important to love on you, and that self-love is not only, about things. We have to, it's very important that we get to know ourselves. What do I like? What is my favorite color? What is my favorite smell? Those things, intricate details are very important that we know those about ourselves. Because how can I expect somebody else to do that? And I don't know me. I know what my girlfriend likes. I know I could send mama this or sister that, but when somebody asks me, hey, what do you like? Oh, I don't know.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Oh. Do you know what is your favorite color? That's what we're talking about. Know yourself. Yes, that's very important.
Because in being found, there's a love and appreciation that you get from what God has created. We spend our whole lives from childhood being told what we can or cannot do, what we should or should not do. And we never really know ourselves because we've been living our whole life in the auspice of other people. We've been living according to what everybody else is saying. But in that, when you find and discover yourself and the goodness that God has created inside of you, we see that we are really amazing. I'm not trying to get your size because I want to be your size.
I want to be me.
I want to be me.
Yes.
And I'm loving everything about me, my nappy hair, everything.
I appreciate me.
Exactly. But yeah, in that, it's just like you have to learn to honor you. Honoring you is very big.
Be comfortable in yourself. Yes. Knowing that you matter. Knowing that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Knowing that you're beautiful. Knowing that when you wake up in the morning, God has made you. So that when you go out in the world and you are hit with all this negativity, you had already, deep inside of you, you already know that I am beautiful. I am loved by God. I am okay with myself. I might not have a husband, but guess what? I appreciate myself. I know how to love myself. I don't wait for somebody else to love me.
Right.
I am able to love myself. And that derives us to this point. We cannot give out of an empty cup. Yes.
Right.
So
Yes.
Absolutely.
So if we love ourselves and we keep our cup full, then we are able to be ministers. We're able to help others.
Yes.
When others come with hurt, when others come with problems, we're able to minister to them
You
too.
said something, Dr. Dorothy. You need to be full. I think you need to let them know, be full with what? Fill that cup with what?
Okay.
You know, because I think sometimes we just, we get the wrong things to fill that cup.
Okay.
But, like Minister Marshila said, spending time in God and discovering, discovering yourself.
Okay.
Fill yourself with God. Fill yourself, being in the presence of God and allowing Him to fill those empty places. Then we won't be seeking other people to fill those things with other things that are not of Him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that will really, really help us, in this Made to be Found.
Okay.
When she talks about that and dating, dating yourself, so to speak.
Yes.
You don't need to find someone to take you out.
Yeah.
Take yourself out.
All right.
For me, that was a new concept.
All right.
Growing up, you're always thinking, someone's going to take me
Yes.
out. I got to have a date. But this made me realize it's okay.
It's okay.
I can go to a restaurant and sit by myself and eat, and it's okay.
And it's
They may
okay.
look at me, but it's okay because I'm good with me. I got God with me.
Yes.
I got the company of the Spirit of God. I'm okay. And that's one of the things that I really liked about it.
That's very profound. You're talking directly to a single mom. You're talking to somebody who's not married. You're talking to somebody who's not dating, who doesn't have a boyfriend. You're talking to somebody who is single. So encourage them.
I would just say, for being in the situation that I'm in, single mom, and going through some different things, the thing about it is getting to know you. I would encourage you to spend some time with yourself. Spend some time asking yourself some questions. Why are you the way that you are? What is it that got you to the place where you are? And how can you change that mindset? What is it that you would do differently now for the things that you desire and the things that you want? What is it that you would change? And what would you not change about yourself? A real creative thing that God had me to do, and it's gonna sound really funny.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I'm a firm believer in keeping things real.
Okay.
God had me stand in the mirror naked.
Okay.
And He said, "Look at yourself." And He said, "Everything that I made about you, I created perfectly."
Oh wow. Perfectly.
Perfect. Everything. And when I did that, and I said, everything about me that God created, He made perfectly. And tears began to come down my face. He said, "Now look at yourself again, and what do you see?"
Okay.
I couldn't point out any flaws because I heard Him say to me in my ear that everything He created about me, He made perfectly.
Oh wow.
And I would encourage you to take time in your alone time and do that. Stand in front of that mirror, naked with nothing on, and say out loud, everything about me God created perfectly. And then I want you to get dressed again and go to the Word of God where He tells us that we're fearfully and wonderfully made.
Oh wow.
And I want you to see in that activity, what is it that you learned in that moment?
Okay.
For me, it was a very powerful and awakening and eye-opening moment, because what I felt about myself no longer was. And I realized that all the things that other people were saying about me, whether good or bad, weren't my identity. That my identity was found in the words that God told me, that He made me perfectly.
Amen.
So be encouraged, and know that where you are, you're supposed to be. Be present in the moment. And know that you are not alone. You are not alone, and ask God to send the right relationships into your life so that you can grow and grow well.
Oh wow. That is so good. Made to be found, self-discovery. We also find in this book a process that you went through yourself.
Lord Jesus.
Yes, you went through yourself. You are not talking out of somebody's experience, but your experience, and you decided to document it. You decided to put a process in place. You decided to be very transparent, to be very open, so somebody else can read it and can understand that process. Now, what do you want people to do as they are reading this book?
As they're reading the book, as you're reading the book, I really want you to be open-minded.
Okay.
Be open-minded, non-judgmental of yourself. And as you're writing, really talk to the Father, talk to God, and ask Him to give you freedom. To say, Lord, free me to be in the moment with this book and to be present so that I can discover what you've already found.
So you are really talking about purpose.
I'm talking about purpose.
Yes.
Amen.
And how is that is being discovered too through the aspect of relationships.
Of relationships.
Yes. And you found all this when your husband was away.
When my husband was away.
Woo! When we are by ourselves, it is okay. And we are talking about this book during this particular season of COVID-19. And we find time, a lot of time we are by ourselves. What do we do with that time? I mean, it's going to be so nice to spend time to discover ourselves, to find ourselves who we are in relationship to God. What does God say about us? Especially in the point that we are broken. Yes, a lot of us go through issues. We are so broken inside because that happened, because we lost a job, because this person has hurt us, because this situation, like Sister Mashira is saying right here, her husband was incarcerated. So that particular situation made her to be hurt. Yes.
Yes, very.
Very lonely.
Very.
Yes. But it was during that period that you discovered yourself. So we are here to be encouraged. We should use this time wisely.
Absolutely.
Minister Patricia, what would you say?
No, I totally agree. I think we're sometimes scared to be alone.
Yes.
But it's okay.
It's okay.
This helps us through it. You know, as a woman, and I remember being single, now I'm married, right? But I remember if I had this made to be found, it would give me time to discover me.
Okay.
What do I like, what I don't like. So that I don't have to pretend when I go out. You know, I can be totally me and be okay with me. And I think this, with the steps in there, absolutely necessary for some of us because we don't know where to start. Not everybody has that. But this, with the steps to and from, I think this is a great idea for a lot of us who don't know where to begin.
And then it adds to confidence.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Look how it will add to our confidence when we find ourselves, when we discover ourselves exactly, what do I like? Yes, I like blue. I don't like white. Blue is my color. Is blue your color?
My color.
We've been talking about blue lately. I didn't know that it was somebody's favorite color. I like these shoes. So it's okay for me to wear this kind of shoes. It's okay for me to dress up this way. When I go to an interview, I am going to dress up this way because it makes me comfortable, and it also makes me confident, and my posture just goes up. And I can, it reminds me exactly who I am. I'm a child of God, and I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So knowing ourselves just by reading this book really helps us to be ourselves. Because we cannot be Patricia. Patricia is taken. Patricia is already taken. Dorothy is already taken. Okay, everybody else is taken. So if we don't spend time to know me, yes, we will act like everybody else.
Exactly.
Yes, and that's what we don't want to do.
Right. And to that point, really quick, a lot of us are putting a lot into things.
Okay.
I gotta have the Fendi bag. I gotta have this. I gotta have that because I'm not comfortable with myself. I'm not comfortable with myself, so I need people to identify with this bag.
Okay.
So they'll feel a certain way about me.
Okay.
So we spend a lot of time putting on airs for the world while hiding from ourselves.
Oh, wow.
What do we fill our cup with? You had asked me that question.
So good.
That was so good. Are we filling our cup with things? Yes. With the Gucci bags, with the brand names. Do we get our significance from that?
Right.
We shouldn't get our significance from things.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with having
Yes.
them. It's your reason why do you really have them.
Hallelujah.
I had to start asking, and that's why I said it's so important to understand having those notifications with yourself. We think that we're going about doing things because this is just who we are.
Okay.
This is what we do. But if you start to ask those questions, you'll start asking questions and engaging yourself about every little thing, and you'll discover that what you thought was your truth is not your truth.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That is powerful.
The
That is
reason that you're in the kitchen cooking all the time, oh, I love cooking, da-da-da, my grandmother taught me how to do this, and I've been in there, you know, that's just my love. You may love it, but why are you really doing it?
Okay.
So it's just the simplicity of asking the right questions.
Asking the right questions. Now, as we are finishing up this session, I want you to tell us, how did you, once you went through that process, what really helped you? How did that help you in life?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
As I went through this process, it helped me it helped me to get rid of a lot of anger and bitterness.
Oh, wow.
Because I was angry towards my husband. I had felt betrayed, just abandoned. I was angry with God. Although I was serving God, being used by God, I was angry. I was hurt. I was like, God, you know, you abandoned me. And God said no. Another thing that it helped me, I became better with my communication.
Okay.
Because communication is very important. I learned how to articulate what was going on with me.
Okay.
I became a better mother.
Wow.
And it also gave my children a voice. So in finding ourselves, like you said, we become the healer. And it's not that we become perfect, but we become perfected in Him.
Amen.
Amen.
And so this allowed me to really just be who God has created me to be, and own, like I said, own the you that life's journey makes you think that you lost.
Wow.
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 That is really, really good. Did you have anything else to add?
I am just excited about Made to Be Found.
Yeah, I'm very excited about Made to Be Found. How can they find this book? Where can they find it?
You can find that book on Amazon.com. You can also go on my website at www.marshelathall.org, and you can find it there. If you order it via website, I have a special and amazing gift that I ship out with the book. In the book, as we said, it's a journal also. So I send out the tools that you need in the journal to move you forward in your journey.
That's very good. So we have to know who we are. And through your testimony, and if you read this book, you're going to find that process. It's about finding that process, whatever you are. If you're broken, you are going through a bad relationship, you are going through difficult situation, and you don't know who you are. This book, it really takes you through that process to rediscover yourself and to understand your purpose in God and to understand the relationship, how God uses a relationship to discover yourself.
Can I let them know
Yes.
where they can find me? You guys can also find me on the Women Empowerment Facebook page.
Yes.
Please look for me there first.
Yes.
I would love to interact and talk with you there, and just appreciate you for allowing me to share today.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yes. Did you have anything to add on this?
Oh, no, this is amazing.
This is amazing. This is a book. This is the book. We gotta know ourselves. We are going to be on the Facebook page, and we are going to be learning a lot. So tune in. We have a lot of things going on there. And today we are so grateful. I'm going to give you a minute to finish up and just tell somebody one last thing that will encourage somebody.
Well, to encourage you out there, I just want to say have faith and live in your situation. Don't give up. Don't quit. I know that this is a trying time, but there is more for you. So keep going, keep moving forward, and just keep learning you.
Wow, keep learning you. We're going to end with that. Keep learning who you are. We have been having such an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. And I just want to thank you as you have tuned in. Share this with somebody. I'm sure somebody is going to learn. I'm sure somebody is going to start going through that process of discovering themselves. Until then, my name is Dr. Dorothy Shalua, and I'm here with
Marshila Hall
and
Pat Wakefield.